dudes! Before I get started, I would just like to apologize about how long it's been since my last review. I said that I was going to do these week by week, and obviously that didn't happen. I got really busy with Katsucon, which is an East Coast convention. I cosplay, so as you can see, I cosplay, so I ended up like spending a lot of my free time sewing and working on costumes for that and didn't have a lot of free time to do reviews. I promise in the future I will be better about this. I apologize and thank you so much for bearing with me. I got a couple messages from people asking if I was going to stop doing these, and I absolutely am not. I have way too much hentai to talk about, so I promise even if I take breaks because I get busy, I'm not going to stop. I will also try harder to keep these week by week. Thank you again for sticking with me, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so now that I've apologized to you for the wait, I'm going to yell at you for suggesting to me that I read vanilla. I don't really read, like, I don't peruse the vanilla tag. Like, the only tags I really keep track of are, like, I don't know, like, femdom group sometimes, I don't know, whatever. Yuri, so, like, I don't really check the vanilla tag. If I do read vanilla, it's because it's in a series I like. I pretty much read every single Eva doujinshi ever that's on Faku, so I read vanilla if it happens to be a series I like, but that's really it, so I've never examined the vanilla tag before. My first vanilla, which I read because of you guys, I got a bunch of comments and messages and whatever that I should read vanilla. It was called Ririko in Heat, and it was by Ozawa Reido. It was about 20 pages. It felt a lot longer. There was a lot going on. Oh my god, you can see my roommate doing pull-ups in the background of this video, and it is so... Do you see this? That's my roommate doing pull-ups. It looks really scary, though. Sorry about that. So yeah, this original work, it would... Alright, I'm gonna tell you what happened in it before I tell you how I feel about it, because I have a lot of feelings about it. So, it's about this little sister. Her name's Ririko. She's super fucking adorable. She's got really cute, tiny little titties. And she and her brother were supposed to spend some time together. I guess he's away at college or something, because she mentions how she's like, oh, I don't really get to see you that often. So she gets sick with a fever and she's in bed and they can't go out on their like brother-sister dates they were gonna spend time together on, and he feels bad, so he stays with her, and he's like, oh, I'll take care of you, and we'll spend the day together anyway even though you're sick. And it starts off pretty good. She's like, hey, I'm sweating through my clothes, help me take them off. She's like a cute little 11, 12-year-old girl. This seems pretty reasonable. So he helps her take her clothes off, and she's really sweaty, and she's just like, hey, lick it off of me, and he does. Still, I'm like, I'm on board with this, all right. So he starts eating her out, and when she comes, she pees a lot, and he drinks it, which... Talk about my feelings on that later. So after that, she blows him at a really awkward angle where, like, she basically, like, warps her body into a full U-turn position so that she's blowing him, but her, like, pussy and ass are completely visible, like, in this weird U-turn way. Like, if this is the dick, her mouth is here, and then, like, her this is really hard to explain. Anyway, you should read it and you can see what I'm talking about. So she blows him. She's like, hey, I've got a suppository. Put this in my butt. Puts it in her butt. That's cool, whatever. He bangs her, and like vaginal sex. And then afterwards, he bangs her in the butt, and she starts peeing again when he's banging her in the butt, which I was just kind of like, aren't you peed out? Like, you peed a lot. You really need to pee again. So she starts peeing again when he's banging her in the butt. And afterwards, she's like, hey, Onisan, you drank my pee. That was pretty cool. You want to try, And he's just like, fuck no. I am not eating your shit. And so they come to a happy compromise, and the last page of the doujinshi is her on this, like, cute little ducky potty, peeing and pooping naked, and he's like ruffling her hair like, good job, honey bunny. And that was the doujinshi. That was my first vanilla doujinshi, by the way, so that happened. I really, really, really like the art a lot. It reminded me of Kaguya's Academy Underground, which I feel like it might even be the same person, or maybe they're friends or inspired by, because the art looked really similar to me. But I really liked the art. The girl was so cute, and like their brother-sister dynamic was really adorable. Like it was like cute hentai incest, you know? It's like not realistic at all, and like, you know, she's 12, but hentai. Like, she didn't actually look super childlike. She looked like a grown girl with like a small frame, basically. But yeah, so the art was really cute. She was really cute. I really liked their dynamic. And then she just wouldn't stop peeing. This is happening again. I'm definitely using this take, Adam.
That's fine.
So she just would not stop peeing, and it was distracting. Usually when there's peeing in doujinshi or manga, it'll be like a page and a half, maybe 2 pages, because you can only pee so much. So I am pretty ambivalent about peeing in my hentai doujinshi, where I'll just be like, you're peeing, that's happening, whatever. Next page, don't really care. Poop is a different story. I do not like poop. Probably one of my least favorite things. Not a fan. Egg laying and poop are my two, like, bye, I'm out. So I guess it's good she pooped on the last page, because that was the last page I was gonna read. But yeah, so she wouldn't stop peeing, which was really distracting for me. And then she had a really dirty mouth, which I feel like when I was reading it, I kind of appreciate it. Like when you're trying to jerk off, you don't really think too hard about it. But then afterwards, I was like looking through it again really quickly before I did this review, just to refresh my memory. And I was just like, wow, this 10-year-old has a really filthy mouth. Like, it was just like, they're banging, she's just like, yeah, my Onisan's big dick is all the way inside of my stomach, buh, and you're like, oh, okay, you're 10, that's cool. And that was a little, I guess, like, while you're reading it, it's not as noticeable, but it was kind of after the fact. I was like, that 10-year-old really had a dirty mouth on her while she was having anal sex with her brother. She talked to her parents about that. And the last thing that was kind of a stylistic issue for me was the X-ray. Again, X-ray is one of those things like peeing where I don't care terribly much about it because it's usually relatively inoffensive or fast, and it's not, you can usually skip it. Like, if you don't like it, it's usually not that bad. The way that he drew the X-ray was really, really detailed. I'm used to, like, maybe, like, you know, like, sometimes you just see a dick and inside of, like, a blank nothingness. Sometimes you see, like, a dick and some vaginal walls. My vaginal walls. And sometimes, like, if they'll draw, like, a cervix and a womb, that already I'm like, this is questionable. I don't really want to see a womb. That's weird. And this artist just really, like, he definitely had, like, an anatomy textbook when he was drawing this, because you could see this girl's pancreas, her lower intestine, her appendix, probably some organs that I don't even know are real. Maybe he made them up. I don't know. There were like 8,000 organs inside this girl, and you saw all of them when her brother was inside of her, which was unpleasant for me. I'm really sad about this doujinshi because I tried to jerk to it like 3 times, and I couldn't do it because I kept just being like, is she peeing again? Is that pee? What organ is that? Like, it was just really distracting from the actual, like, sex, I found. If you're into that kind of thing, I bet it was, like, great because the art's really cute, and, like I said, the brother and sister have a really good dynamic. But as somebody that isn't a huge fan of those things, it was really distracting. So, yeah, that was my first vanilla manga. So thanks, guys. 20 pages of vanilla accumulates in poop. I read a couple other vanilla doujinshis the same night, and I kind of had similarly bad experiences with all of them, which I think is really funny. But yeah, that was my first vanilla, and if you are into, or you don't mind the pee and the poop, the art is really, really cute, the sex was pretty good. If you can deal with all that other stuff, or if you like that other stuff, then it must be, like, a really good doujinshi, so I would give it a read if you're into that stuff. If peeing and excrements and seeing pancreases is a little, like, too much for you, I would maybe not suggest reading it. But otherwise, I would give it a read because I actually, like, from a objective point of view, thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, that was Ririko in Heat, and I hope you can give that a read, and, that's my hentai review for the week. So yeah, maybe send me suggestions for stuff to read that you can send me a message on YouTube or my account on Faku. I'll try and give them a read, and hopefully they will not include poop or egg laying now that I've mentioned I don't like those things, because I do not like those things. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching my review, and I will see you next week!